Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is going to be your look ahead and predictions for the month of April 2022. So I have 4 readings for you to choose from today. For reading number 1, we have the Bunny Rabbit. For reading number 2, we have the Swan. For reading number 3, we have the Llama. And for reading number 4, we have the Unicorn. So take as much time as you need to select your reading or readings. I will have your timestamps down below in the description box. I'm going to go ahead and jump in with number 1, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, number 1. If you picked the rabbit, this is going to be your reading. We're going to look at what's going to be going on for you in the month of April 2022. So let's just dive in with your oracle card to begin with and see what your energy is going to be like during the month of April. Okay, so we have the Queen. That's gorgeous energy to go into the month with. So you're really coming through as very commanding. You're coming from a very commanding place in the month of April. The word that comes to mind is grace. It's like you are moving with a lot of grace during this month. And I think you're also being given a lot of grace. In some ways, I think you might also be giving yourself a lot of grace. So I think you are not being quite as hard on yourself as you tend to be during the month of April. That's kind of the energy of allowing. That's what it feels like. It feels like cutting yourself a little bit of slack, and that doesn't mean slacking off. It means kind of like giving yourself the room and the permission to be human, but at the same time, you're in this very powerful state. So you're in this almost majestic queen-like state. So it's like you're tapping into your divinity and your humanity at the same time, which is pretty cool. That's really nice energy to kind of approach this shift with. So great energy to head into a new month with. It's almost like I'm getting the vibe that you're in the process of recognizing your inherent value in a lot of ways. So it's like you don't have to prove yourself, and you don't have to prove that you're worthy. You're kind of releasing the need to do that. You don't even have to prove yourself to yourself. You just recognize your value, period. Like, if that is something that you struggled with, where it's like you think that you are valuable for a certain reason, like you might think that you're valuable for something that you can offer, for some skill that you have, for some work that you do, or the role that you play within your family or around your group of friends, I think you're coming to a place where you're starting to see that there is an inherent value to you, just you being you before you have done anything, before any of the tasks have been done. So you're seeing beyond kind of like what you can offer in terms of service, and you're just kind of sitting in this almost royal place. I'm getting with this queen energy, almost royal place of deserving and of finding value. This queen energy is also a very, very nurturing energy. I just heard mother or new parent. So I think for some of you, you might be welcoming a newborn in the month of April, or sometime around then, like sometime in the spring. If that's not the case for you, that message just isn't for you, because that'll only be for a select number of people. But you might also find that you're taking on a more parental role in someone else's life. So that could be like a sibling or a child that you're mentoring. It doesn't even have to be a child, but it feels like you might be nurturing someone. Of course, this someone could be yourself. We are talking about kind of recognizing the value and being kinder to yourself during the month of April, so that someone could be yourself. Likely you will be kind of in this energy of nurturing, and it will extend outwardly from you, but I think it's going to start with you. So in general, you're kind of just exuding this energy of stillness. And this is sort of like the kind of energy that commands respect. So if you really think about like a queen or a king, it's kind of a similar energy where it's like that person who holds that title of queen, they just kind of like, they just come with the expectation that they're going to be treated with a lot of respect, that they're going to be valued, that in some cases they're going to be worshipped. I don't know if it goes to that level, but it's like you have this expectation and you have this realization that you are deserving of this type of attention, this type of respect, this type of commanding quality. It just kind of feels like you are really calling the shots, but not from a place of trying really hard to, not from a place of striving. The queen doesn't strive. The queen sits on her throne and is kind of expectant that things will happen the way that she says that they will happen. And that's kind of the energy that you are having and holding on to during the month of April. So yeah, it feels like you're sitting in your power, and like at the same time you're taking command over things, but in a very gentle way. There is a gentle and nurturing aspect to this as well. It feels like a good mix of allowing and taking charge, and a good amount of give and take this month. So that might be something that you have kind of struggled with or been working on. So this would show you that in the month of April, you're able to strike that balance of taking charge and of just sitting back and allowing, just sitting back and reaping the rewards, taking in your blessings, accepting your blessings. You are striking that balance. You might find yourself during this month wanting to nurture yourself a little bit more, and it seems like you're just feeling more deserving of a little pampering and self-care in general. So if that feels like something that you want to explore, maybe some kind of self-care routine or something that feels really luxurious to you, it feels like a good time to go ahead and explore that, because you're really in the energy of wanting to accept that kind of vibe all around you. So let's take a look at your tarot cards and see what we have. We have the Knight of Inspiration, Page of Emotions. Let's make sure we can fit everything on here so you can see. We also have the Ace of Voices, and the Six of Inspiration. Okay, great mix, great balance here. And we were just talking about you striking a balance in April. So there might be something in your life that has felt kind of just like out of whack, maybe out of control, and something you felt like you needed to kind of bring a little bit more balance to. And it looks like you might be just finding that in general during the month of April. It really overall to me feels like a month of some kind of renewal to you. I think your approach and how you're tackling some aspect of your life is going to change during this month. And it might be several aspects of your life. Your approach to several aspects of your life might be changing during the month of April. It feels like you're taking a new approach in areas where before you might have been pushing or forcing or trying really hard. This Ace of Voices, it kind of shows that you've had, or you're going to start having, some new ideas and new clarity that leads to a successful outcome. We're here with the Six of Inspiration. So I see that these new ideas or this new clarity is going to help you in some way to achieve something that I think before you've really been putting in a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat equity. It's like you've been working really, really hard at this, but it feels like you're starting to see that you can get what you want out of the situation without having to push so hard, without having to strive so hard. You're in this queen energy where you're just like wanting to sit back relax, and reap the rewards. So this also could be a message that a lot of the hard work that you've put into something will be paying off during the month of April. That would be one way to interpret it. And it could also be a different approach to something. Like maybe nothing has really changed except your attitude toward the situation. And you're looking at it so differently that you see you don't really have to try that hard. You can kind of relax. You can kind of call the shots, and you don't have to put in as much effort and energy as you may have thought before. Okay, this also looks like a month of really supercharged creativity for you. With this Page of Emotions and this Knight of Inspiration, you might be really feeling your creative self this month. And I think that this is kind of an indication that you're making some space and allowing that creativity to flow through you. If you have not already been thinking about this is kind of a little bit of a tap on the shoulder to start thinking about how you can make more space for your creative juices to flow, whatever that means for you. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves creatively, but it looks like there's something that you kind of know about, something that you want to make more room for in your life. And it looks like this is the perfect opportunity for you to do that, or this is already an idea that has your wheels kind of turning. So we've been talking about new approaches here. So if there are hobbies or passions that always seem like they fall to the bottom of your list and never end up getting done, you know, that like the kind of stuff that you're like, as soon as I finish up all my work and do all the laundry and get the grocery shopping done and take Timmy to t-ball practice and pick up those things for my mom, and long list of to-dos. As soon as all of that's done, then I'm going to sit down and do that thing. But that to-do list never goes away. And it's like there's something on the back of your mind that's like you're just not making time for it. So it looks like this is the time in April where you're going to find some space for that. This is a time to reevaluate this process and to clear some space, make some time in the pursuit of you, because that's really how I'm reading this. This creative expression could be some kind of art that you do, or some kind of writing that you do, or something you make, or maybe it's a hobby that you participate in. But what it feels like is it's something that is truly you. Like it's something that makes you feel the most you, the most alive, the most tapped in, tuned in. It's the kind of thing that you can do and hours go by and you didn't even realize that so much time had passed. It's that kind of stuff that you can lose yourself in. It's like what's coming to me is that it's the type of activity where you can lose yourself, and it's also where you find yourself. So you will lose yourself in terms of time, will slip away, but it feels like the time that you are most connected with you. This is something that you are going to be reevaluating, and you're going to be making more space for. You're going to be in that queen energy of sitting back and allowing that to come in. You're going to sweep aside some of that stuff that's on your to-do list that maybe can wait for another day, and you're going to move up this this more creative pursuit, or this thing that really brings you a lot of joy. Move that up on the list a little bit. This energy can show itself in a lot of different ways, so you just have to kind of take what resonates. But yeah, it's definitely something that is deep within you, and something that you have felt the urge to breathe more life into it, to just breathe more life in that direction. And I think this is the time to do that. You're just being asked to honor it in April. Whatever that looks like to you, you're being asked to honor it, even if that means taking like 5 minutes to do the thing, or to set up a time where you could do the thing. You're being asked to kind of shine a light in a dark place there, and let that bloom. Perfect timing, April. Let it bloom. Yeah, back to that queen energy though. It's like the queen is honored, the queen is revered, the queen is celebrated. So it feels like you're celebrating more of yourself during the month of April. That's kind of what it is. It's like tapping into this queen energy is what secures the proper attitude and almost the right for you to. Okay, sorry guys, my camera cut out, but we were talking about this queen energy almost giving you permission to kind of allow some more grace in your life and allow yourself to experience more of what really makes you happy and what actually makes you tick. So that's kind of like the main message that's coming through for you. And I think that it's beautiful energy to be right at the center of your reading, because it's really like this attitude and this approach is what's spilling over into these other aspects of your life. You're just embodying this energy of the queen, and that's kind of giving you permission, because I mean, the queen isn't going to ask for permission, right? The queen is going to call the shots, and that's kind of the energy that you are bringing forward with you into April. Yeah, it does. It feels like you're celebrating yourself more. You're celebrating all those things that make you uniquely you. And it doesn't have to be an outward expression. It doesn't have to be something that you let anyone else know about. This feels like something that can be very internal, very special to you. That's just you honoring yourself. Now, I am kind of picking up on that some of my April babies have selected this pile. So that might be where this idea of celebration is coming from. This might be your birthday month, or that could be coming up for you. So if that's the case, happy birthday. And this really is going to be a time to celebrate. And that might be kind of a little bit of an excuse that you use to be in this queen energy, to kind of have things your way, and to do some special stuff. Let it be your choice, you know, your favorite meals or your favorite activity or some time for yourself. It feels like that is kind of the energy of April for you. So let's look at your crystal oracle cards and see what other messages we can get about this energy that you are working with for the month of April. So we have number 3, expression. This is flower agate, is this stone. Yes, this is kind of what we're talking about, and this is the energy of the throat chakra. So this is what we are talking about with this expression. It can be creative expression or whatever it is. It just feels like you want to make time to express yourself in some way, and like you're going to do it in the month of April. We also have clarity, number 18. So this is absolutely a reiteration of the message, which, you know, I always love, because it just solidifies things and it makes it make a lot of sense for us. It makes it easy for us to know exactly what we're supposed to do and exactly what energy is kind of flowing through for us during the month. This is a time of creative expression, whatever that means for you. If you don't even see yourself as a creative person, this is really just about you tapping into you, like the real essence of you, and finding some way to make time for yourself to do that. And this is about you getting clear on that. You're getting clear about your place in the world. You're getting clear about your value, your inherent value. I can't stress that enough. You have so much value to be loved, to be appreciated, to be in this queen energy, to be in a position of calling the shots in your own life, and to make space for you to really express yourself, to really grow and be who you were called to be. You're getting so much clarity about that value, and it's just letting you more easily express yourself. Of course, with this throat chakra energy, this could be directly related to some form of communication. It could be that your ideal form of expression involves using your voice in some way, or to me, this extends to writing. So it could be that you want to write something, or you just need to get something out. But if it's just the kind of thing that you haven't been able to find the time to do, April is the time to find the time to do that. It feels right. It feels like things are falling into place, and like you're going to be inspired in the right ways. And you're going to kind of feel worthy enough in some way to make the time to do this, which you should always be feeling worthy. So I'm glad that you're stepping into this place. Let's take a look at your last oracle card, and this can be any kind of messages or advice for you to take with you in the month of April. So we have compassion. I think that you're letting this kind of compassionate energy flow quite freely in April. It seems like it starts with you, it starts inside. It's about you showing compassion to yourself. Going back to that idea of grace, having grace, being given grace. I think that it starts inside, it starts as an internal thing, and then it kind of spills out. So yeah, you might be in a very compassionate state. You might find yourself helping others and being really nurturing towards those in your life, but it's definitely something that starts by you nurturing yourself, you nurturing your impulses in a way. Like there's something that you want to do, or there's something you need to make time for. I'm actually hearing that for some of you it's rest, that you need to make some time to rest more, and that you've been telling yourself that this is something that's really important, but every day seems to get away from you and you're just not making time. But it's that feeling, whatever that thing is that always slips to the bottom of the list and then ends up falling off completely. When you bring in more compassion into your life in this whole situation, you're going to make more time for it. You're going to see it as important, and you're going to just be overall more loving towards yourself, which means you're going to be more loving and nurturing towards other people. Again, for parents or someone who is about to become a parent, because I did get that message earlier in the reading, this energy of compassion, I think that's a very beautiful energy to be welcoming in a new child, or it might be that you're just connecting with your children or a child in your life a little bit more. It just feels like a really sweet energy. So this might be time to kind of tap into that more childlike side of yourself, which again kind of says creativity to me. So this might be a time to get on the floor and play with the kids or just tap into that childlike part of yourself during the month of April. But it looks like a beautiful month for you. It looks like a time that you are going to be putting yourself at the top of your to-do list. And if that hasn't already been playing on your mind, give it some consideration, because it might be that you have been letting yourself be the last priority too much of the time. And this is a chance for you to turn that around and really prioritize yourself, your dreams, your desires, your rest in some cases. So I think that's all the messages I see for you. Number one, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I'm wishing you a very beautiful April, and I will hopefully see you again really soon in another reading. If this resonated for you, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you feel like it. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye. Hi, number two, if you picked the Swan, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what's ahead for you in the month of April 2022. So let's jump in and see what kind of energy you are entering the month of April with. And we have the Creator. Okay, that's pretty intense energy. I think you're going through some kind of shift during the month of April. So April might be a turning point for you. I think, let's look at it like this. April in general can be kind of a seasonal turning point for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. This time during April is kind of when we see spring solidly take hold. Those last couple of days of March that are spring, sometimes that's debatable, but a lot of times in April we start to see that it actually is springtime. So this is really, let's kind of use this metaphor because I think it's very relevant to the energy that you're going to be having during the month of April. We'll kind of use the metaphor of that seasonal and energetic shift from the dark and cold, barren winter into the more vibrant and alive springtime. So there's kind of a feeling that you're starting to blossom in April, and that your outlook and mentality is shifting. Maybe in general, maybe about something in particular. For some of you, I'm not going to lie, it seems like things have been a little bit rough for you. This can show up in many different ways. So inspiration could have been like really hard for you to come by. You might have been finding yourself, sorry you guys, there's a really loud plane going by right now. Yeah, it's super loud. Okay, let's try to ignore that. You might have found that like inspiration is super hard for you to come by. It could be that you've been finding yourself down or like kind of in a depressed state. And also I'm kind of picking up on like this lonely feeling. So there might be kind of a feeling of loneliness that's kind of hung around with you for a while. Yeah, or a feeling of being lost. I'm kind of tapping into that, kind of just like the feeling of winter. And it's like, it feels like you've just been kind of stuck in this isolated place that can feel really cold, and it can feel very barren, kind of empty. So this creator energy with this card kind of tells us that creation emerges from the darkness, that all creation comes from that void, comes from that empty place, from that dark place. So not only is April a turning point, but I think you're going to find yourself feeling really inspired by some of those darker times, by those lonely times, by that void. I think for some of you, these lonely times kind of got your wheels turning in a way. Like it kind of got you in a place of inspiration, or it helped you to tap into a place of deep pain or despair that you're going to find a way to use in April. At least you're going to start thinking about how you can use that. So it's like using your experiences that did not seem very pleasant at the time to kind of catapult and inspire you into something new. Yeah, this might have been a time for some of you where you did a lot of work, or you produced some kind of work, or you had a really good idea for your future. So I'm talking about this dark time that you may have come out of. I think that whether you have realized it yet or not, that dark time has been very transformational and very inspiring for you. So if this was a time when maybe you did a lot of journaling, or you wrote short stories, or you made art, or you had a spark of an idea for like a business idea or something, and it was because of that quiet time, because of that kind of lonely time, or that time where life seemed very uneventful, it was because of that time that you've even had these ideas. And it feels like in April, something starts to happen with the ideas that you had. Like you're able to maybe put something into motion, or you are able to think about it with more clarity. You're maybe able to look back on things that have happened and have a spark of an idea, or have the desire to help someone or to do something about it based on these experiences that you have had. It feels like finding meaning and finding purpose in some of the crap, like some of the crap that you've been through. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like there's something that you have experienced that I can't even lie. Like it's not pleasant. It wasn't a great feeling at the time, but it does feel like it is going to be some kind of spark of inspiration. And like you're, in April, you're starting to see that from that dark, empty place, something is going to sprout and something is going to grow out of that. Just like a seed is planted in the dark soil and then sprouts from that place. It might have looked like nothing was going to come of it, like all you wanted it to do was end, but now it's going to spark something in you, and I think you're starting to see that. Let's take a look at your tarot cards, maybe get a little more clarity about that. Okay, we have the Star, Queen of Materials. You guys are, whoa, you guys are, yeah, I think April, I said it in the beginning, some kind of turning point. That feels very true and very likely with the cards that we're seeing. We have the Chariot. And the Queen of Emotions. Whoa. Okay. Let's talk about the Star. The Star card is the card that comes directly after the Tower in the Major Arcana. So this idea that we were just discussing about the creator and like this dark place, this dark void, and all of creation springing from that point, that's kind of what the star represents as well, because this is the very next phase that comes after the Tower, which is a period of upheaval, a period of destruction, a period of despair, a period of sudden and unwanted change in some cases. And then we have the Star card, which is kind of a card of renewed hope. So we were just talking about coming out of a place that it might have been a place that you would describe as uncomfortable. So you could have been in a state of discomfort. You could have been in a state of void, the void that was left by some kind of upheaval or turmoil in your life. And for some of you, this void, it feels like you may have been in that place of aloneness, or of a feeling of being lost for potentially years, because this is a major arcana. You have 2 major arcanas that came out, so this feels like big life events. Major arcana equals major life events. So this may have been a place that you've been in for a long time. I think that for some of you, you could have been in this place for so long that you didn't realize you were even there anymore. Like, it just seemed normal. It just seemed like life. It just seemed like this is just how it is. And now you're going to start to see what you gained from all that time where it seemed like the only thing that was happening was things were being stripped away from you. You're going to start to be able to see what you gained during the time that everything was stripped away from you. This shows the progress that you've made and the lessons that you've learned. And at this point, you know that no matter what life throws your way, you're going to get through it. And that's kind of the beautiful thing that I'm seeing here. You've developed a certain confidence from this. It wasn't easy. It was something that was really tough for you to go through. But at this point, you're kind of sure that you can handle anything because you have already handled so much. I think you're feeling hopeful and you're feeling re-energized in April, probably for the first time in a long time. So this is great news, especially if you've been stuck in this place and you haven't really... I feel like some of you might not believe that you're going to reach that hopeful place again. Like that you're going to feel like something more than a shell of a person again. And April is that little glimmer of hope for you. It's that light peeking in, showing you that you really are going to make it through this. And not only that, but everything you went through is going to kind of push you into your future. Like I think it's more wrapped up in the future ahead of you than you may have realized. This is very, this feels like a huge shift for you. This is about major personal growth and development. And I just want to say, you had 2 queens come out. You had the Queen of Materials and the Queen of Emotions come out. You might want to check out group 1, just because there was a lot of talk about queen energy, but you have your own queen energy going on here. So you're just showing up as really mature, very stable, and like a grounded boss. Like you've got boss energy here. And I think this is boss energy that you earned it over the long haul for a lot of you. It did not fall in your lap. Like you cultivated this, the creator. You created this. I can see here, you didn't let whatever you went through break you. Instead, you rebuilt yourself stronger. So I'm getting a special message for some of you. This is kind of a side note because I know this isn't going to apply to everyone who selected this pile, but some of you are single parents out there. And I'm just kind of like, whoa, I'm just hearing you are a beast. You are killing it. It's like your guides are talking directly to you. And I think that message kind of applies to everyone, but they wanted me to like specifically shout out the single parents out there because I think that there's a little special layer here for you. You thought that the dark times would break you. You didn't know how you were going to get through them. But you made it, and you're going to keep making it. You're stronger, and now you're better equipped to deal with all of this than you ever have been. So you're realizing that, and you're taking that strength forward with you into the next phase. I feel like for some of you, you're going to look up and at some point in April and realize, like, really realize it for the first time, what you just came through, what you just went through, what you made it through, and how freaking strong you are. I think that that's kind of like, that's the big message here for April. It's not even so much that you're having to do something big in April. It's like you're now realizing the big thing that you have already done. And it's helping you to take those next steps in the future. It's helping you have more strength and confidence in yourself, because you're going to realize the magnitude of everything that you've already come through. I really can't ignore the fact too that money looks good. Money looks good in April. I'm doing this reading, you know, more from just a little bit of a higher perspective to give you a good general overview of what's going to happen in the energies there. That's really my main goal here. But I mean, I can't lie to you and act like I don't see that money looks really good for you, even though that's a more solid idea, a more physical 3D idea. Some of you are going to have money coming in from a side hustle during the month of April. I feel like no matter how it is that you are making money, or new ideas that you have involving money, no matter how that looks for you, I think that the main point is that you feel like you have a handle on your finances in April. You have a relaxed feeling. You have a confident feeling about it. You are not stressing and worrying when it comes to money during this month. So that's good, because we don't want that. Who wants to stress? So yeah, money's looking good. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful energy and so much growth. I don't want that to get lost. I know it's cool, like money looks good. That's great. But don't lose the idea that you've really made some huge leaps and bounds, and you're really going to start to give yourself credit for that in April. And it might even inspire something for you going forward. It might even be like the main force behind whatever this next idea is that you have. I do see you maybe like stepping out into the spotlight a little bit more. Again, however that looks for you, because that might not mean that you want to have like thousands of eyes on you, but it just feels like you have this star quality about you. You have something about you that that's drawing attention, and you're like okay with it. It feels like you're becoming comfortable with it. You're becoming comfortable with accepting and receiving praise for everything that you have done, because you're starting to see that you have done a lot. You've accomplished a lot. You've made it through a lot. Okay, let's look at your crystal cards and see what else we have for you. So we have perseverance. I feel like, do I need to say anything? I mean, is that not what we were just talking about? We also have Shakti. Okay, so, wow. Such clear messages coming through for April, which I love. Perseverance, it kind of speaks for itself. This is what we've been talking about throughout this entire reading. You have stuck in there about something. You have like, you've held out, you've held on, you have let yourself be strengthened by the fire, is how I want to put it, which is a little bit strange, but you've let yourself be kind of like grown as a person through all of the challenges that you've been through, and you've really stood firm in it. And you're being commended for that. And most importantly, in April, you are being recognized by yourself as someone who can handle a lot, someone who has proven themselves, someone who is deserving, someone who put in the work. And now you're starting to see how to reap the rewards, or you are actually starting to reap the rewards in April. And these can be monetary rewards with this Queen of Materials. This can be a lot of work or effort you put into something and now it's starting to pay out. This can also be just inspiration and ideas that are going to propel you into the future that are going to eventually pay out. So yeah, you have stuck with this. It's amazing to me because I'm thinking like some of you, this has been for years and you have really stood strong. This Shakti energy, the key words when it comes to this card and this Shakti energy are like creativity, self-worth, playfulness. So this Shakti energy is the energy of the ultimate empowering goddess. It's all about personal and spiritual growth and expansion, and that's what we've seen in this entire reading. And I love that kind of goddess energy because we have these two queens out here. So yeah, we're already kind of tapping into that. You don't have to be a female or identify as a female for this to make sense to you, but a goddess energy, a queen-like energy, it's powerful energy, it's commanding, it's something really special, and you're just stepping into that place. So this really looks gorgeous. Let's look at your last oracle card, and this can be messages or advice, anything you need to know heading into this month. We have divine timing. I think this is beautiful, you guys. This is so beautiful, and this is something really for you to keep in mind. It's time. This is kind of the message. It's time for this. This is the time. You went through that entire season for a reason, and now it's time to move into something else. And it may have seemed to you like that season of darkness, of destruction, of confusion, of being lost lasted too long, and like you never thought it was going to end. But this is kind of confirmation that it is coming to an end, and it all had to happen in divine timing. So although you would have preferred it not go on for so long, it did what it was supposed to do. You learned the lessons that you were supposed to learn. You gained the strength and the perspective that you were supposed to gain. And now you are moving into a new, I'm losing my voice already. I apologize. You're moving into a new area of life now, all in divine timing. So don't be surprised if things start to feel like there is kind of an element of divinity all over and around them. Don't be surprised, because it feels like you're really entering a new phase here. Like the wheel is going to turn. Something's about to happen in April, and it starts with you realizing some things, but some opportunities might start opening up to you. And it's all happening at the right time. It's all happening at a beautiful time for you. And it's happening exactly when you're ready. That's the important part. So yeah, this is to me a message that the difficult times served their purpose, and now it's time to move on from them. But they really did teach you some important things. They really did help to mold and shape you into the person that you are. And now April is looking so much brighter. April is looking like true blooming and blossoming and coming into your own. So beautiful. It's beautiful. I think that's all the messages I see for you, number 2. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I'm sending you so much love and luck and beautiful energy for the month of April. If you liked this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like doing it. And I will see you in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 3. If you picked the llama, this is going to be your reading. We're going to look at what energies are present for you going forward into the month of April 2022. So let's go ahead and flip over your first oracle card and see what kind of energy you are entering April with. And we have Aletheia. Okay. This card is really about, and this idea really is about, it's all about truth. Seeking the truth. It can be speaking the truth. I think most importantly, it's about resonating with the truth. It's about knowing when something is true. So April is going to be a time when I think a lot of things are made clear to you. If there is for you a particular topic where you've been looking for clarity, something that you just haven't known what to do about, or you've just been feeling confused about, this is a good sign that you're going to get the answers that you've been looking for, or that you're going to be able to sort through the facts and make a decision that's going to bring you a lot of peace. Whatever is being hidden from you is going to be revealed in April. So that can mean a lot of things to different people. This can be something that you feel like is eluding you. It could be like an answer that you just can't find, a solution to a problem that you can't find. It could be truth that you're searching from another person. Or just trying to get to the bottom of how you truly feel about something so that you can make an important decision about it. It looks like April's going to be a time for you to find those answers and to make those decisions. I think some of you are going to be getting the truth out of someone. And some of you are going to be discovering your truth about something. So you'll have to take that as it resonates. I'm kind of seeing that for some of you, you really might have been looking for a particular answer from someone. You've asked the question a lot, or maybe you haven't quite gotten up the courage to ask the question, but it feels like there's some piece of information that's missing for you, and you're going to be getting that. And then for others, this is about really finding what rings true to you on a deep soul level about something. And it's like these answers are coming in April. So there's also the feeling, there's a feeling with this that you know the truth when you see it or when you hear it, because it will just ring true at such a deep level. So this feels like it could be the type of truth that goes beyond logic in some way. Like it's something that you're going to feel on a cellular level. You'll feel the truth of it. For some of you, this is about your direction or about your life path. And I guess that does make a lot of sense, because that's not something that we can use any logical facts about. Like people can say, oh, this is a good direction for you to go in because logically, here are all the benefits if you go this way. Like, can't you see? Isn't it clear that if this is what happens, if you take this path, then you would logically want to do that? It's like you can't really make an important decision that's about your life based on logic. You make that decision based on what rings true to you. So this feels like something that's really personal to you, a decision that you need to make that only you can make, that only you will know. Only you are going to know when it's right and when it's wrong, when it's true and when it's not. And you might not even have any idea of what this is about, or any idea of which direction you want to go until you hear or you see the truth. And then it's like it all becomes crystal clear to you. Once it's presented to you, you will instinctually know that's true. That's the direction. That's the right decision for me to make. Yeah, kind of interesting, kind of hard to pin down, but it does feel like something that's going to feel very intuitive, very instinctual, and like you're just going to recognize it as being true, as being right, and as being what you are looking for. There is kind of in this a message to remain true to yourself. So if you are being faced with important decisions in April, or if you are finalizing something in April, this might be that the very final decisions need to be made in the month of April. If you already are aware of this, this might even be something that you're feeling a sense of dread toward. Like, I have a deadline and I have to make this decision by this date and I still don't know what to do. The message here is to do what feels true to you and to kind of ignore the logical facts about things as much as is possible in whatever your situation or your scenario is. The logical facts don't mean as much as what rings true to you. Let me use an example in case this is kind of feeling floaty, because it's almost feeling like that to me. It's really hard to grasp and nail down because it's a general reading. But let's say that someone needed to make a decision about what career path they wanted to pursue, and let's say their parent was telling them, oh, you should definitely be a lawyer or you should be a doctor, because these are professions that are highly regarded. This is a profession, a field where you're going to make a lot of money. This is something that holds a lot of prestige. This is going to be a good path for you. And logically, you can see, like, you understand. Logically, yes, that does seem true. That is true. There's truth to it. Yes, people in these professions tend to make a lot of money. They tend to be impressive in the eyes of others. There are reasons why this would be a great decision, logically, but if it doesn't feel right to you, then it's not something that you would want to dedicate your entire life to pursuing. And it can make the most sense to everyone else in the world. They might not be able to see why you would not want to go with this logical choice, but for you, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't ring true. It just doesn't speak to you on a soul level, on a cellular level. And this is the type of energy that is looking like you need to get comfortable with in the month of April, making decisions based on what you know to be true for yourself, beyond all logic. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards, and we'll see. Maybe we can get more information about that, because yeah, it is a very abstract idea. I'll give you that. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have Strength, the Ten of Voices. Oh yeah, I do think a lot of you are going to be, you're faced with an important decision in April. We have the Queen of Voices and the Three of Materials. Okay. Whoa. So in April, really, I just have to say, you are being called to persist. Persist through something that's really weighing on you. It feels like maybe speaking your truth or living your truth in some way has caused a lot of worry and stress for you. This Ten of Voices, that you've found your place, you found yourself in a place of anxiety about whatever this is. But it looks like there's a determination to get through it. There's a determination to kind of like stick with it until you figure it out. So yeah, this might have been something that's been going on for you for a while, this period of uncertainty, or this period of not being able to really speak what's true to you. What I love is that you're showing up as this Queen of Voices. So, and by the way, this Queen energy is so heavy and so prevalent in all of the readings. So there's something here I think for the collective, stepping into this really powerful place, maybe even some of this strong feminine energy, because it keeps showing up as queen. So this, just kind of a side note, this is something that's been showing up in all of the readings so far. But you, in this reading, you're showing up as the Queen of Voices. And that really lets me know that in April, you're going to take this Ten of Voices energy. This is Ten of Swords energy. And you're going to turn it into this Queen of Swords energy. So you're going from a place of worry, from a place of feeling like you're right on the edge of defeat, to a place of being really firm in your power and finding your voice. So you're stepping into this power and gaining this confidence in April. You're sorting through all of this mental mess, because it seems like that's what's been going on for you. A lot of mess, a lot going on in your head. It's like so much mental energy and so much thought. The wheels are always turning. You're always weighing ideas, weighing the pros and cons, thinking. And I can see you emerging out of that as the Queen of Voices sometime in April. This might be something that happens for you towards the end of the month, kind of depending on where you are in this stage. But I'm seeing you going through a process with this. For some of you, I'm hearing that you've been suffering from like tension headaches. or tension in the neck, eye strain, some kind of tightness around your head. So this is something that you're going to get a hold on in April. You're going to like sort through this and get this back under control in April. That anxious feeling that you're having is coming from the mental stress or the mental strain. But you're going to start to get that all sorted out, and get the mental clarity. That's really what this is. The Ten of Voices, this is a person that does not have any clarity. They just have stress around the issue that's kind of plaguing them. They don't know what to do, but there's a clarity here with this Queen. You can see she's standing in her power. She's decisive. She knows what she wants to do. She knows what she wants. And she's come to a decision, and it's a decision that is fair. It's a decision that that has been considerate. It's one where all of the options and all the facts and the figures and the feelings and everything's been taken into account. And she has emerged with this clarity and with her mind made up. That's kind of the difference. A mind not made up versus a mind made up. Yeah. I wonder what this is for you, like what has been weighing on you, and have you even realized how much stress it could be causing you? Because sometimes we're doing this kind of in the background all the time about a topic, just kind of turning it over in our heads and not realizing that we're accumulating a lot of stress and tension around this, like this decision that has to be made or this thing that we have to figure out, not even realizing how much it's weighing on us. But it feels like you are going to maybe start to realize that, kind of come to terms with how much it has been plaguing you, and then move out of that energy. I do feel like this is something that you are likely going to get past in April. Like you're going to have this fully resolved by the end of the month for most of you. And I love that this Three of Materials came out over here with the Queen of Voices, because it's just like I can see you moving past all of this, and really what's doing that is your strength. It's the determination to do it. So I know this is something that's really important to you, because you wouldn't have even held on to the idea of it for so long if it wasn't so important. This Three of Materials really shows you being able to move forward after a period of stress and worry and intense contemplation. Threes are in the tarot are all about taking action on something that we have first been inspired about, and then with the two we've done some planning around, and now three we can start to take those first steps. So this is showing you taking steps toward whatever this this thing is that's been weighing on you. If it means you need to take steps to modify a situation, to change a situation, to speak to someone, because all this Swords energy, this can be about speaking to someone, communicating to someone. Again, back to this idea of your truth. So maybe communicating your truth to someone, and really standing firm in your decision and in your conviction around this thing. You might also be working together with someone, because yeah, this is kind of like a teamwork card. So this might be a decision for you to go ahead and work with someone, or to join a team in some way. If this isn't a collaborative effort, then what this says to me is it's just you're able to move forward now with the knowledge that you have the appropriate skills and that you have the strength to accomplish whatever this is that had you so worried. So this could just be a period, like you moving out of a period of doubt that really kind of had you down, and then you're stepping out as someone who realizes that you can do this. Like you have what it takes to do this. This is going to be a really interesting month. As a collective, it seems like a lot of heavy energy and a lot of shifts, a lot of energetic shifts are going to be happening in April. And for you, this feels like something big. This feels like something that is going to allow you to live more authentically, because there is some element of you finding your truth here. So let's look at your crystal cards and see what other messages we can pull out of them. Okay, we have consciousness. Oh, and healing. Oh, I love it. I love it. This helps because this is more confirmation. I could already see with the Queen of Voices and the Three of Materials that you were really moving to a place of more stability and a more balanced place with all of this. But love this, consciousness and healing of consciousness. So consciousness is bringing me back to that energy of the head, that mental energy that we've been talking about. This is third eye chakra energy, and the fact that healing is being brought to that part of you, to that part of your life, is beautiful to me. You're having clarity. You're having a deep knowing. Deep knowing is an idea that kind of comes along with this consciousness card. So there's a deep knowing. And I think that that idea of deep knowing is kind of referencing the idea of this truth ringing true, like ringing true deep on a soul level, on a cellular level, defying logic. It's something that isn't about the facts. It's about the way that you feel, the way that you know what's right for you. And that could be why all of this is manifested in such a mental way for you, because oftentimes it's really hard for us to reconcile that mental energy with that intuitive knowing. So this is kind of like you're trying to balance and reconcile that head energy with that gut energy. And sometimes it just won't work. And it's like if your gut's telling you one thing and your head's telling you something else, we start to turn the idea over and over again. We start to think so much and worry so much and stress and strain so much, trying to figure out how to make the head and the gut match. But the head and the gut don't always match. Sometimes we defy logic. Sometimes our gut tells us that there's something going on here that defies logic. All signs may point to one thing, but the gut says something else. And this is really, as much as this is mental energy, I think this is also a message to pay attention to the gut. Pay attention to that gut feeling about things. That's where your intuition lives. It's a really important decision-making mechanism that we have that can sometimes be ignored because facts are so overvalued in our society. We are taught that the facts are the end all. So if this is a decision that you have been straining about mentally because it just doesn't feel right to you, you got to go with that truth. You got to go with that gut truth. And for some of you, I think you might even just be getting confirmation of a truth. You may have had a gut feeling about something, and in April, you're going to get the actual facts that support the gut. And then you're going to know. And then you're going to rely on that a lot more and with more confidence, because you're going to know. My gut knows even before the facts are delivered to my brain. My gut knows. I knew this the whole time. I think that's like a huge message for you, and it's something that you're going to see in April. But what I love is whatever is causing this for you, whatever it is that you don't have the answer to, or that you're thinking about so much, or that you just can't reconcile with the gut feeling, it's clearing up for you in April or shortly thereafter. I really think it's in April, though. I think it's going to happen for you within this month. And you're going to be able to take the next steps, whatever the next steps are, take those necessary steps to do whatever needs to be done after you have seen all of this, after you've considered everything, after you've thought about it. Because I think it's something you've been really thinking about. You're finally able to move out of that place of contemplation, of worry, of stress, and start making moves. And that's going to just lift all of that away. But love this healing, healing coming in the form of some kind of mental healing, bringing peace and clarity to the consciousness. I love that. Let's finish up the reading with your final oracle card. This can be some advice or just more messages that you need in order to kind of take with you in the month of April, maybe something helpful. So let's see. We have cut the cords. Okay, this can be a really strong message given what we have seen throughout this entire reading. There is something here that is it's plaguing you, it's worrying you, it's confusing to you, you don't know what to do. And the advice that you're being given here, this card talks about cutting cords. Cords are energetic bonds that keep us connected to some situation. They keep us connected to a person or to a place or to a scenario in general. And if this is something that is draining to you, if this is something that is not serving you, the advice is to cut ties with it. So this may be directly related to the thing that's bothering you, the thing that's on your mind. To cut ties with that. If it's not something that you feel is actually detrimental to you and it's not draining you, then really I would say this could be about this mental strain that you're going through, this attachment that you might have to worrying about or trying to figure out this scenario. You might need to just distance yourself from that. But you're going to have to take that advice and apply it to your specific situation as it resonates, as it makes sense for you, because I don't know exactly what's going on here. But yeah, it might be a matter of stepping away from something, and once you step away, you remove yourself from that situation, you no longer have anything to worry about. It could be that. This can be a toxic work environment. This can be a toxic job. Well, I've already said that. This can be a toxic relationship. Something that you just really need to move away from. And you're worrying about it. You're trying to think your way out of it so much, even though you know in your gut it doesn't feel right. And if you just cut the cord, if you distance yourself from that scenario, the worry vanishes like magic, because it's really only there because the situation isn't right. But again, take that as it resonates. So many different scenarios could be at play here. But yeah, I think that's all the messages I see for you, number 3. I think April's going to be intense and intensely wonderful for you, because you're going to be moving out of this place of confusion and into more clarity about something, which means you can take the next steps. So that is always great to hear. I'm sending you so much love and so much positive energy for the month of April. If you liked this reading, if any part of it resonated with you, don't forget to like the video. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you feel like doing it. And I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 4. If you picked the unicorn, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what is ahead for you in the month of April 2022 and what kind of energy you're going to be working with for the month. So let's dive in, flip over your oracle card, and see how you're showing up in the month of April. Okay, we have the Sustainer. Oh, okay. You're going to be loving life in the month of April. You're going to be finding joy in all the little things this month. So I love this. Beautiful energy right from the beginning. Really lighthearted energy. Exciting. It's exciting energy. But let's talk about what this really means and what the message here is. So I do have to say, some of you might be taking like time off from work or from school during this month, kicking back and relaxing a little bit. It feels like you're taking things slow in the month of April in terms of savoring the intricate beauty of life. So it's not slow like, oh, it's so boring, I'm not getting anywhere, nothing to report here, you're done, number 4, that's your whole reading. It's not like that. It's like you're taking the time to really enjoy. Really enjoy, like slowing down and really savoring the moment in April. You seem to be at peace, which I love. I think you are learning to enjoy the process of becoming a little bit more. So what I mean by that is, instead of striving to reach a certain goal, you're changing your perspective a little bit during this month, or maybe leading up to this month. You might go into April with this energy. The feeling like that lighthearted and really, it's like uplifting energy that I felt, it came on immediately when I started the reading. So you might be heading into April with this energy, but it's like your perspective is shifting a little bit So, like I said, it's not that you're not still moving forward and making progress, but you're learning that since you're always going to be on this path of becoming the person that you want to grow into, you might as well enjoy the ride a little bit. I think that's an idea that's really starting to play on your mind in April or leading up to April. And I think it's an energy that you can bring with you throughout this entire month. I hope you take it with you into May, because I'm loving it. I love the energy. I don't think anyone would want to come out of this place. So I hope this is something that you're just able to implement in general in your life, but it seems like it's really starting to take hold during this month. Let's think of this as a road trip. So you're on a road trip. Sure, you want to get to your destination, whatever place you have set out to arrive at. Of course, you want to get there. That's the entire point of the road trip. But there's also some pretty awesome scenic overlooks on the way to that destination. And there's that one restaurant that you heard about that has absolutely amazing food, and you're going to be passing through the city where it's located, so you might as well grab a bite to eat there. And then there's these beautiful wildflowers growing alongside the road, and maybe you'll stop and pick some. You see what I mean? The destination is good, and yeah, you're trying to get there, but there's a lot of ways that the journey can be beautiful too. The destination is good, but in a lot of ways, the journey is where the juice is. So I feel like that's what you're really coming to terms with. You're really learning. You're gaining this information in April. You're learning how to squeeze every bit of juice out of life, how to savor all the things that are molding you into what you ultimately want to become. And this can be as simple as being more present. It can be that you just are making the decision more often to enjoy today instead of planning tomorrow. Because, if we're always in a state of planning tomorrow, then all of the todays just kind of fade away into nothingness. They just kind of disappear. Where did today go? I don't know. I was planning tomorrow. I think in April you're starting to see that today is pretty good too. That today is where it's at. So really just paying more attention, being present, and enjoying all of the beautiful things that today has to offer instead of being so future focused. I love a future focused person. I'm a future focused person myself, and it can be hard to come out of that energy sometimes. It's exciting to be that way. It's great to have goals, to to set these expectations for yourself and to achieve them, to check them off a list, to feel accomplished, to have a plan for the future. Because a lot of us, if we don't have a plan about where we're going, then we don't even know how to do today, because there's no point, because we don't know what the point of getting through today is, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow and what's going to happen next year. It's too much. We have to know. But there is something to be said for kind of grounding down into the moment a little bit more often and noticing that there is beauty all around us. So I think for April, you're picking up on that, and you're starting to see that even when you get to that destination, if you haven't learned how to be present and enjoy the moment, you won't enjoy that either. You could reach your ultimate goal, but if once you're there, it's just about the next goal and the next goal, then you're chasing happiness all the time. You're never going to find a place where you can just stop and enjoy. So yeah, you're savoring in April. Let's look at your tarot cards, see what else we can find out about the energy that's going on for you in April. So far, I love it. Let's see. We have the Fool. Yeah. We have the Nine of Inspiration. The Hermit. And the Four of Inspiration. Okay. There's definitely some soul searching going on in April. Sorry about the motorcycle. That we'll let that be confirmation that you're soul searching in April. If you're not doing the soul searching in the month of April, then this is soul searching that has been going on leading up to April, and you're like finding yourself in this place of having new clarity about this when you arrive at this month. I do feel like for a lot of you, you're going into April with this energy. The soul searching has happened maybe in the month or months leading up to this change for you, and now this is the time when you can really start to implement this new attitude. It might be because you are at a time where you can like take a vacation or something, and like you've been putting the wheels in motion. You've been planning to do this as you start to take on this new outlook. So that could be the case for you. But yeah, I think for a lot of you, you're coming into April like this, and you're going to let this energy flow with you for the entire month and hopefully beyond, as I was saying. You're probably, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that there's a message here for you that you're probably a lot closer than you think to reaching some kind of significant goal or making a breakthrough that you've been waiting for. With this Nine of Inspiration, there can be a feeling of like needing to kind of just hang in there, but it's a reminder that you're almost there. But I think that April is going to be a call for you to do that final stretch of the journey in a little bit of a different way. For some of you, whatever it is that you've been pursuing, it might not be something that you've been clear on, that you are actually making progress. You might think sometimes like, am I getting anywhere? Am I doing all of this for nothing? This shows me that you're in the final stretches of this, whether you can see it or not. You're almost to some kind of landmark. It might not be your ultimate destination, but it's something that will mark a significant achievement for you. You're almost there, but it's like right as you approach this, your mindset is going to shift a little bit, or it already has started to, and you're going to actually complete this journey thinking about things differently, doing things differently than you've been doing it all along. This with the Fool energy is more carefree. So it feels like maybe you have not been, if you're very goal focused, if you've been very determined to accomplish a certain thing or to have something unfold in your life, very determined, you're working hard at it, you're doing whatever you can to ensure that it will happen. There's a feeling that you're going to be bringing in more of like a carefree energy into this, savoring a little bit more like we were talking about. And like you can complete this journey without the tension like that might have come with being so goal focused and being so on it all the time, and it feels tight. It feels like a tight energy, and like like you want to kind of relax a little bit. And now you're going to start approaching things with this more carefree, this more childlike wonder type of energy, and it's cool for you to do it. Like you're going to be shown you can do it. You can enjoy and you can progress at the same time. So that's what you're kind of exploring and finding out in the month of April. I think there's something about you here that I want to say. It's like you're going to be more observant, which I kind of ties into the idea of savoring, but the Fool is more observant to me. Like the Fool notices everything because everything's brand new. Think about what happens when you go on a vacation. You might be in a different country or maybe just a different city, but you're in a new place and you kind of look at everything with new eyes because you're somewhere new. If you were to go into a store or walk through a marketplace and you're on vacation, you pay attention to everything. You stop at every little stand, you look at things, you buy little souvenirs. If you are just doing your regular thing and you go to the store, you're at home in your regular surroundings, you don't look at anything, you look at your list and you just grab what you need. So there's this energy of like, let's explore a little bit, let's see. And that might come in the form of changing your surroundings up a little bit, but it doesn't even have to. You can be in your regular day-to-day life, but noticing observing, experiencing, savoring a little bit more. Yeah, I think that is what it is for you in April. You're realizing you can have your eye on the prize, and that doesn't have to mean that you can't enjoy the life that's right in front of you. You can do both. So you might find yourself wanting to socialize or celebrate a little bit more during April. Maybe even celebrate for a particular reason. It could be that you just want to enjoy life more and that's why, but maybe you do have something in particular to celebrate in April. With this Four of Inspiration, there might be something. For some of you, because I'm seeing that you are really close to hitting some sort of milestone, you might hit that milestone in April and then want to kind of like take a break, go do something different, go out with your friends, have a little bit of a party, take a trip. It might kind of be what spurs this this idea of wanting to connect and wanting to celebrate a little bit. So take that as it resonates for just how things will lay out for you in April. But yeah, there's going to be a reason to celebrate. And even if there's no reason to celebrate, it's like you're just in the mood. You're in the mood to, it's like April's just giving you the permission to loosen up a little bit. And overall, it looks like life is just sweet. Even if it's the same old, it's sweeter than it used to be. You're just noticing how sweet it is, and it just seems better. Life just seems better in some way. Let's look at your crystal oracle cards and see what other messages we have for you. Ooh, we have divine love and curiosity. That's the Fool energy. That's what it is. That observant energy is curious. Yeah, you're more curious about your surroundings. You're just more curious about everything that's going on, and you're taking the time to notice. With this divine love card, you're experiencing love in all forms during April. So this can be connecting with family members, with friends. It can even be connecting deeper with a partner. This is also really good energy to bring in a new romance. So if that's something that you're interested in, this is a great sign that this could be something that's headed your way in April. I think the more general way to read this, especially in this context, is just you're loving life. Like I said, it's sweet. Life is sweet, and you're really more focused on the sweetness of it than how it can be bitter at times. We know there's good, there's bad, there's light, there's dark. Everything has a balance to it. April is going to be a time of you focusing more on what is going right and you just being in this really loving state. It's going to feel like you're receiving love from above, like everything is just a little bit more beautiful to you, and you're just noticing the beauty of that. But yeah, overall, it's like you're curious and you're alive, and you're stopping to smell the flowers, just like the wildflower analogy that we were talking about before. You're stopping to really like to smell the roses. You're noticing things, you're enjoying things. And if this is not something that you have been considering, I would say consider this, because it looks like the energy is in the right place for you to do this, to slow down a little bit and to let the beautiful things take center stage for you. Let everything that's going right be your main focus. Let everything that's great and beautiful be your main focus. And this also feels like kind of indulging in all of the things that really speak to you. So this could be like you're wearing your favorite clothes, you're feeling good, like you're taking the time to make yourself feel good. And even if it means like dressing up when you really don't need to, you're doing that. Like that to me is savoring, you know. Maybe this is like enjoying some really good food and taking the time to have great conversation and to eat more slowly, and you know, to just really enjoy the moment, enjoy the entire experience. April, it just feels like something is in the air for you that's just making this possible, whether it's circumstances in life lining up so that this is possible, or whether it's your attitude shifting so that this is possible. But it's happening, like it's happening for you. And it feels like something that you should welcome, because it's really, It's beautiful energy. I'm really glad that this was your energy in the fourth group, because now I get to like go do the rest of my day swimming around in group four's energy, which is really sweet. Let's finish the reading with your final oracle card. This is going to be a little bit of advice or guidance, some messages, whatever you need to know as you move forward into April. We have expect miracles. Yeah, I think that this energy and this kind of approach that you're taking is going to be kind of miraculous. Like, it's going to elicit miracles all around you. Like, I think you're noticing them. I think this can be a time when things seem to line up, and it does seem like miracles are happening all around you, but this is also a time where you're just noticing that there are miracles happening all around you, instead of looking at things, you know, like looking at the down side of things, looking at the bad side, looking at the dark side. You're looking at things better. If you just look at the body language here, this is well, you know what it is. It's the Fool energy. It's that carefree, open, ready to receive energy. So that's kind of like, it's the advice. Go into this month open and ready to receive, and expecting beautiful things, expecting things to work out, expecting things to be beautiful, and expecting yourself to be able to enjoy your life and to succeed and to accomplish and to move forward at the same time. Expect that. It might seem like something that would take a miracle because there's so many things to juggle, but it's possible for you. It's totally possible for you, and everything is in line for that to happen. The energy is there. So that's all the messages I see for you. Number 4, thank you so much for letting me read your cards and tap into this wonderful energy that you have coming towards you in the month of April. If you did like this reading, if any of these messages resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like doing it. And I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.